Just out here visiting my late dad and late brother's grave, showing some respect. They were former riders. My dad, he rode Harley Davidson. My brother, he rode sport bikes. He had a CBR 900 RR. That's why I fell in love with the CBRs. You know, some people out here think, especially like some of the old heads out here, think that you should lay down your bike, you know, hit the rear brake and slide the rear tire out and, you know, lay the bike down to avoid an accident. And I'm going to talk about it in this video, whether it's a good thing to do or not. Because I don't want you guys to have a real fooked up day and end up in here.
Let's go for a ride. Watching CycleCruza's all-in-one motorcycle channel. Subscribe today. Continue to leave video suggestions, but you may find what you're looking for by visiting my website at CycleCruza.com and click on the menu tab My Videos. And those are a bunch of playlists with all of my videos categorized in them to make it easier for you to navigate through.
I have my airbag vest to help keep me safe, my Helite Turtle 2 airbag vest, which I have a link in the description and comment section of this video to help keep me safe out here on the streets. Just have to remember to connect the tether cable here. And for those of you guys that think when you get off the bike and if you forget to disconnect it, that it'll go off, it doesn't. You have to, it has to be like 60 pounds of pressure, a good pull. And every time I get off this bike, I forget to disconnect it, but it just gives me a light tug, lets me know it's there, and it doesn't go off. And then I unplug it, but I think it's awesome. It's comfortable to wear and help keep me safe out here, baby. But yeah, man, there's, you know, back in the days, like my dad's days, you know, when he rode his old crappy Harley Davidson. Back then, Harley Davidsons, they weren't as reliable as they are now. They're much better now. The components, the brakes, everything is so much better on the new Harley Davidsons. Back then, man, them bikes were, a lot of the bikes, even the Japanese bikes weren't as good as they are now. They were a bit more dangerous back then. They had, a lot of them had bad brakes. And that's why some of them laid their bike down to avoid an accident. But I tell you guys, in my opinion, that is the worst thing you can do. Do not lay your bike down to avoid an accident, because that could set you up for a real fooked up day. It actually happened to a police officer in the news not too long ago. He laid his police bike down to avoid a car that ran in front of him, and a car behind him ended up running over him. So he had a real fooked up day, and he ended up in the hospital in serious condition. He shouldn't have did that. I don't know if they taught him that, I doubt if they taught him that in police training. Maybe he was just an old head or something, I don't know. Thinking that laying the bike down is going to keep, you know, help save them. But bad idea, guys. You know, what you want to do is, first off, you want to ride defensively out here, like I tell you guys. Because if you ride defensively as though every one of these cars is going to get you at any time, you're ready to react at any given second. So you're going to have that reaction time possibly to swerve. That's why, you know, at the DMV, when you take the motorcycle driving test, they have you do a brake and swerve test. And if you put a foot down, you fail, obviously, or if you drop the bike, you fail. But that is really a good skill to have, to brake and swerve. And that's why it's also good to have ABS brakes, because it keeps the brakes from locking up. For those of you that aren't skilled enough to be able to control regular brakes. But that's something you should regularly practice, like every now and then. Go into a parking lot, you know, crank the throttle, brake and swerve, because that, like I said, that could keep you from having a real fooked up day. But, you know, in my opinion, if you're at the point where the car pulls out in front of you and you don't have the reaction time to brake and swerve in time, for me, I'm not saying you should do this, because I know some of you scoff at this. You say, CycleCruza, you're crazy. I'm going to eject myself off the bike. I'm not going to risk hitting the car and then going forward and end up on the ground. But having this airbag vest by Helite, link in the description, like I said, This thing actually swells up, will inflate, and it immobilizes your head, neck, and spine, and protects your sternum, ribs, hips, and keep you from having a real fooked up day. Help prevent serious injury. But for me, I'm gonna be a ninja. I have ninja skills. I know some of you guys out there, you don't have ninja skills like I do. You may be overweight, bad reaction time, and everything else, and I don't recommend you do that. But then you just go ahead and hit that car and have a real fooked up day. But make sure you're wearing the Helite airbag vest. Go get you one.
Here's a great tip for you. For those of you that want to gain defensive riding skills and develop ninja skills out here on the streets, then you need to get into off-road riding. As you see here, I'm riding my WR250R in the local raw woods, which happens to be some of the most difficult terrain. This is not your clean-cut single-track trail. But you know what? You're always looking for danger when you're riding off-road, and you have to be ready to react at any given moment. As you see here, I avoided danger by jumping off the bike like a ninja just in time to avoid trouble.
Like a boss. Like I said, prevention is the key, man. Like I said, stay away from heavy traffic. Always, like I tell you guys, just pay attention to these cars, what they're doing. Check your rear view mirrors. If they're coming up too fast on you, speed up, get out of the way, pull over, get away from them. Do whatever you need to do to get away from these cages out here. Dang, I wish I was on my dual sport, man. I go head into the woods. It sucks being on a street only bike sometimes, man. I get a little thrust in there, feel that torque, baby. Laying the bike down is just that's just dumb. That's just stupid to do, man. I know there's gonna be some viewers gonna say, CycleCruza, you don't know what you're talking about, dude. I laid the bike down and avoided trouble, so it's good. Well, the good on you. You do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to ride defensively so that I can avoid any trouble. Pay attention to the characteristics of cars. Beep that horn, crank that throttle when you see them inching forward or you feel like they're not gonna stop. See, I'm here, I'm looking at that car right there. You looking at me? Honk the horn if they're not looking at me. So you gotta ride defensively out here, baby. I'm going to take the preventative measures, ride defensively out here, so that I don't have that problem where a car is gonna pull out in front of me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be ready. But stop that talk. Stop the you're scared of accidents, I'm scared you're gonna get hurt, all that stuff. Get out of here with that talk, man. Be a man, like a soldier going out to battle. You don't hear soldiers out there with talk, and they're going out there on the front lines with enemies shooting at them. They go in there with a strong mindset. That's what you have to be out here on the streets. That's how you have to the mindset you need on the streets. Like you're going into battle. These cars are your enemies. You gotta have a tactical plan. Can't be a little. You gotta have the heart of a soldier. And if you don't think you have what it takes out here to ride out here on the streets, then keep your candy at home. That's the key. Be ready. You have that reaction time to be able to keep you from having a real fooked up day and get out of trouble. Yeah, baby. Love it, baby. I love to hear that V4 engine, even if I'm not speeding, man. Gosh, I wish I had an aftermarket exhaust on this bike. But I don't know if I'm gonna keep this bike, man. But anyways, guys, you do you. Hey, we got a squid here. He needs to have a helmet and leathers on, man. That hoodie ain't gonna do nothing for him. Let's pray that squid never goes down, man. But anyways, guys, leave a comment below and let's talk about it. I want to hear you guys. Have you laid down a bike to avoid an accident and it actually worked out for you? Or for those of you that did it, you know, lay down your bike and then you end up getting run over or something, leave a comment and let's talk about it. Like I said, I do these videos to incite community discussion so we can all learn from each other and we can become better riders out here, safer out here on the streets. That's what it's all about, baby. It's about survival out here on the streets. It's not about who can do wheelies or knee slides, elbow slides, none of that crap. Just about staying safe, enjoying the ride, be able to go home safely and be able to get back out here and ride again, baby. But anyways, guys, for those of you guys who want to get my gear like this Helite turtle vest, my ultra light carbon fiber helmet, my camo pants, boots, gloves, all my stuff, I always include links in the description and comment section of my videos, or go to my website at CycleCruza.com and click on the menu tab, My Gear, and that's links to all my stuff.
Hit thumbs up, check out my playlist for new riders and popular videos. Don't forget to comment and subscribe, and check out my other channel, Bug Out Moto, where I customize a van for my motorcycle so I can live in my van with my motorcycle and travel across the country anywhere. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Bug Out Moto.